Welcome to readtheticker.com. We're going to do another chart review today. Readtheticker.com has a premium service called RTT Plus, which also includes RTT Wyckoff campaign, which monitors likely successful causes, i.e. accumulation or distribution, that will result in tradable effects. And obviously that's where you can make your money, as the price is marked up or marked down. But the most exciting thing about Wyckoff is monitoring and judging a cause as it builds, because eventually it's got to release its energy that you can take advantage of. Right. RTT Plus includes RTTWC, which is the Wyckoff campaign. Now today we're going to look at a cause building in gold, or GLD. We have some notes here. But here we have a weekly gold chart. We have our Wyckoff phases, A, B, and C is in progress. And to understand what makes up these phases, we have plenty of educational material and notes that you can go through, and our help explains each phase in detail, what to expect and how to understand and where to draw the phases. What we should really understand here, what's going on here. A and B phase, this is where supply is dominant, supply is coming down, and we have high volumes, some climactic action, and we get an automatic response. So it's smashed down here, and then it automatically bounces. That's what the phase A is. Phase B is the building of the cause. This is where neither supply or demand is dominant, so it tends to be neutral. There's testings of the upper bound and the lower bound, but as time goes on, eventually we get an idea of the true nature of where this cause is going, and as we do here, we get some volume and some strength coming back up here to resistance. Now phase C is a phase that can be either a build up closer to upper resistance where it breaks out, or it's dragged down to the lower support for busting out the weak hands or allowing the big boys to get into some better positions. It still can go lower, down to 100 and do a spring. At the moment it's working its business out at around 110, but I would have to say that A is definitely confirmed as a changeover from supply to demand, and B is definitely a phase of much testing and accumulation of gyrating. It's taken a long time. That's the best thing about this course. It's taken a long time. And then all of a sudden we see some strength come in, some volume. This is some real accumulation going on here. And then we get this weaker down drop here. So you'd have to say that gold is definitely warming up, and it could be the trade of 2017. And obviously if part of the Wyckoff world, you've got some tests to go through. Buying tests, we want to see objective accomplished to the downside. We want to see some increasing normal rallies, which we've seen that. Preliminary support, we've got that. Stronger than market responsive to rallies, we're starting to get that now. Downward stride has been broken, yes, downward trend lines. Higher supports, higher tops, we're getting that. At base, well, we're well formed. So there's nothing wrong at the moment. Coming along with our Wyckoff test and accumulation. Supply lines have been broken. If I draw a trend line here, as you can see, that'd be other trend lines been broken. So the supply side the supply of the downtrend has been busted. We scroll down to some other indicators here. We can see here that the net volume is starting to come in there. We've got a bit of a test going on, but this more so importantly, the RTT OBV trend shows this big punch up here that something different is going on. There's some change going on here, and the pullback isn't quite so damaging. So you can actually see that this action here, or that volume up there, hasn't really been busted with this downtrend. Even though it's quite a bit of a move, it hasn't really been busted. The big boys are accumulating. They can suffer a 5 or 10, even a 15% pullback. They're not worried. Scroll down a bit further, we get our classic Wyckoff point and figure chart. Yes, as we can see a channel down here, busted out of the channel, and we are getting a serious test. There's no doubt about that. But like I said before, the big boys can withstand a bit of a drawdown. And here's our wider point and figure chart. Here's our cause and effect from the previous move. first target is met. Supply line's busted. We're getting a bit of a test at supply line. It was rather too easy going up, so we do have to get some sort of test here. That's good. And here's a bit of some GAN angles. Busted out there. Come back to test it. And we start to see some steps coming in here. Now, it's probably, I think 110, 108 is where it should stop. And the RTT OBV weekly showing that it's right at the extreme. So this is really at an entry zone of our weighted volume tool, RTT Trend Power OBV, on a weekly basis. This is where it turned before. I believe this is where it'll turn again here. Just have to wait and see. Like I said before, it still can creep down a little bit lower, might do a spring. But I would suggest that this is a very attractive accumulation pattern. It has all the characteristics of accumulation, supply moving into demand, lots of testing going on here, shaking up, busting positions and trying to get this accumulation. And then finally, the boys who want to accumulate have to start buying. Here they were accumulating as the price fell down, as the volume was coming to them because they was moving price down. Remember, the big boys can only accumulate when price falls. So after price has fallen and they can't accumulate some more, they realise they have to push price up to start taking the offers. And now we get a light move down. So it's going to be very interesting the first 3 to 6 months of 2017. And if we do get a rise to 130 and it finally attacks at 140, this cause has built up a lot of energy, and I believe it will take us all the way to $200 or 2,000 on the gold price. But this cause here, there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly healthy. Just watch and enjoy and see how it comes along. Thanks for watching.